we just got a pretty big update on one of Skyrim's largest upcoming mods. Skyblivion, the Oblivion remake mod for Skyrim, just published a trailer that revealed one of the things that all of these big mod projects avoid at all cost: a release year. And in addition to what year this mod is coming out, there are a variety of other updates to go along with it. And I wouldn't be shocked if some of you have already heard that news about Skyblivion, but trust me, it gets even a bit better, as modders are doing the unthinkable with Skyrim and adding in some pretty insane and fundamental new features into the game. We have a pretty wild stealth overhaul on the way, an overhaul to how lighting fundamentally works in Skyrim, and more. So in this video, I want to highlight some of the mods that are a couple of years away, but also some of the pretty revolutionary new mods that are perhaps just a couple of months away. But first, we have to talk about something. I'm addicted to today's video sponsor, Mecharena. If you've somehow never heard of Mecharena, it is the perfect PvP shooter for both mobile and PC. You're gonna fight against other players with all kinds of different mechs that you can fully customize, and each of these has some kind of crazy ability to make every single battle feel unique. And you're lucky, because you watch this video, you can install Mecharena on mobile or PC right now and use my personal link or QR code to get a free starter pack worth $30. And if you're fast with downloading the game, you can even add me as a friend right now. Looking back at Skyrim, we first need to take a look at the recent release year trailer that was dropped by Skyblivion. As I mentioned earlier, Skyblivion is going to be a full remake of Oblivion in Skyrim's engine. I've been covering Skyblivion for years at this point, but the most recent trailer reveals that the mod will be releasing by 2025 at the latest. And although that is 2 years away still, this is actually a pretty big deal. Large-scale mod projects like this rarely give release dates due to the uncertainty that comes with volunteer work, which is of course what these projects are relying on. But in the case with Skyblivion, it seems like they've completed a sizable chunk of the work already. And since so much of Oblivion is remade already, they feel not only comfortable but even confident to say it'll release by 2025. And to be clear, they are very much so saying 2025 at the latest. It seems like there's a real chance that things could drop before then. And this is actually really exciting for me. By 2025, The Elder Scrolls 6 will only be a couple of years into full-scale development, which means it's still going to be several years away at the very least. So in many ways, it seems like it's going to be a perfect gap period in between Starfield and the next Elder Scrolls game where Skyblivion can drop and really make a splash, really tide us over for a couple of additional years until the Elder Scrolls 6 is here. I can already see some of the comments. I'm sure some of you still have reservations with a Skyblivion release date like this. But if you do feel that way, I implore you to check out some of the past live streams that Skyblivion has hosted, particularly some of the live streams they've done as a part of Creation ModCon. During these live streams, we basically just got to see the devs playing the mod. This is just going to be uncut questing gameplay that really shows all of the various systems for this mod coming together in unison. And for me, that live stream gameplay has really just been very illustrative in showing how much of the mod is already done. But of course, this latest release date trailer gives us a look at that as well. As per usual, it is going to be beautifully shot, showcasing a variety of the remade creatures or even just some of the armor sets coming with Skyblivion. Some of the landscape work is what really sells me though. You can truly see that lushness of Oblivion that is wildly different than what we have in Skyrim, or even just the scale and prominence of the Imperial City as it is remade. But in addition to some of the shots in the trailer, their Discord is also super active with sharing progress updates of the mod and even specific assets. But wait, there's actually a bit more. Monitor 144Hz seems determined to overhaul stealth gameplay in Skyrim, and as of late he's been working on some pretty special things. Sneak Behavior Expansion is a work in progress mod that will give you an even stealthier way to traverse Skyrim, where you can dive to the ground and crawl around to be even sneakier. So this is like a legit feature. It's designed to be a slower but way more stealthier way to sneak around. To activate this new mode, you simply need to use the sprint key while crouching, and you'll actually dive onto the ground, and then you'll begin crawling around. And of course, as you are crawling around, enemies will have an even harder time detecting you. And although this mod's definitely cool, it's not the only project Monitor is working on to overhaul stealth in Skyrim, as they're also giving us additional ways to fight in a stealthy manner. Book of Creed's going to add in Assassin's Creed-like hidden blades into Skyrim. These blades are going to very nicely fit under your favorite set of gauntlets, and as of right now, they're actually pretty simple. They have a fully custom moveset that relies on MCO, so you'll be able to do all kinds of cool and crazy attack animations with your new hidden blades. In the current version, they work as an armor item, so giving a larger boon to unarmed in Skyrim. But of course, if you've played Assassin's Creed, you know the real utility of a hidden blade is assassinations, and that's also the plan for Book of Creed. The author mentioned extensions implementing not only those familiar backstab assassinations from Assassin's Creed, but also full-on aerial attacks are planned and on the way, and that sounds absolutely epic. This mod is definitely going to be on the larger side compared to the sneak behavior extensions, but I think combining these two, using them both together, could create a really cool and interesting new way to experience stealth gameplay in Skyrim. And we're kind of at the point where now modders are just adding in all of the other melee-based combat games into Skyrim, or at least the major features of those games. And if you want some more updates on these mods, you can check out Monder's Patreon, which I'll have linked down below. But that still isn't all, as there's also some pretty incredible work being done by Doodlezoid on Skyrim's light limit. In Skyrim by default, there's a hard engine limit on light sources. So a simple explanation is at any given point, there can only be 4 light sources per mesh, which of course is going to be very relevant for things like shadows and dynamic light placement overall. All of the other mods out there must work around this 4 light limit, but as you could probably imagine, Doodlezoid is working on a fix for that, or really an overhaul of lighting in Skyrim in general. So you're able to go beyond some of the limits when it comes to mesh lighting, directional lighting, and just the overall light limit. In these initial work in progress images, you could see getting some of those additional light sources working beyond the existing limits, but far more exciting in a follow-up image, we could see the work on an entirely new shader code for Skyrim. The red highlighted objects are basically what is going to be impacted or recognized by these new shaders and the new light sources. This is another project that's definitely early on. It's not like this is something we're going to be downloaded in just a couple of weeks, but this is one of those mods to keep your eye on, to keep in the back of your head, because it could be a true and monumental overhaul for Skyrim modding. And although at first there definitely will be some division, as this will not work with ENB, at least on day one, or at least it seems that way, at the same time, we have many years of Skyrim modding ahead of us. The next Elder Scrolls game is, again, really far away, but all of the mods in this video have some real potential to be something special and really give us a different way to experience Skyrim. And then finally, we do have some updates on the Skyrim Marketplace rumor, and that is that there really hasn't been many updates. If you're not familiar, Skyrim Marketplace is something that I speculated about coming, as there's a new branch of Skyrim on SteamDB titled Marketplace, as well as some other outside rumors about a paid mod system returning to Skyrim. I've seen a ton of you asking about updates for this, if there's been any word or I've heard any leaks or sources, but really, no, there has been much of nothing since I made that original video. Although, at the same time, I did make that video right around the holidays. Many people at Bethesda were likely not working, or at least not in office, so that could be a factor as to why we haven't seen many updates, or maybe again it was just scrapped or never really meant to become public anyway. Although I still do have that hunch. I still do feel like paid mods are likely coming to Skyrim in 2023, and if it is happening, we'll probably learn more pretty soon. Bethesda does have a couple events coming up. We have this developer direct coming at the end of January, on January 25th. I'm gonna have full coverage on whatever is shown off during that, but even further, we also do have a dedicated Starfield showcase. Although to be honest, I think if paid mods do come back, it's gonna be one of those things that Bethesda just tweets out one day. I don't think they want to create a ton of press around this, because it's probably not going to be positive press, because many people don't want paid mods to come back. Either way, since I've had so many people asking, I just want to provide a brief update on that in this video, and again, there really isn't an update. Either way, I do hope you guys found this one informative. I thank you for watching as always. But with that, I hope to see you all next time. Later.